Mental illnesses are extremely common. They affect people from every background and occur at any age.
We have been, since Mother's Day, we got here Mother's Day. It was a very nice Mother's Day. Leah met us. Her and her husband are the ones that own this house. And
I never seen Mother's Day.
They brought a card out with a little picture of my daughter on it. Happy Mother's Day. And I was really kind of nervous to be here, but they made it really nice.
And it was my first Mother's Day because I never seen how a Mother's Day could be before.
She had like symptoms like almost like bipolar. She was even like saying she was hearing voices and things like that. I didn't know what was going on with her. I suffered depression all my life anyhow, through things that happened to me. I just could not function. I just was crying every day. When we went to those meetings, I really like the wraparound services. I think that if I'm going to try to ask for those services for me and my daughter, where they work with a community of people. So they work with your doctors, maybe her school. Maybe if I went to get a job, they'd work with that. And I also like the speaker I heard yesterday. I think he was AB 2340 or something like that, and he works with people out in the community. Like he talks about if they miss an appointment, the psychologist goes to them, that type of thing, that they're not so much into like schedules, because he knows a lot of people, if you give them a schedule, when you're going through grief and you try to stay on a schedule, it's very, very, very hard. So to have somebody more open to working with you where you're at and then building your life up.
People who become disabled by mental illness deserve the same guarantee of care already extended to those who face other kinds of disabilities.
I'm Devin. I'm from Sacramento, California. I'm diagnosed with post-mental stress disorder. I've been on and off medication since I was like 13 years old. Mental health's been good to me, but the housing, when you have a child, and then you have a wife, it's a little hard because mental health only offers for the mental health patient and not for my wife and child. To get a place, they always ask me, what do you know, how much you make, how much you do, or what do you do? I'm on SSI. Why are you on SSI? I have mental problem. If they had more housing, I'll be all right. I'm gonna be all right regardless, but it's harder.
Failure to provide timely treatment can destroy individuals and families.
Là như thế nào kể cho
nhiều khi mình đi làm ăn mà cái người này ganh tị hay người kia ghét thấy này cái nọ, mà thật sự mình muốn sống hòa đồng để làm, nhưng mà chỉ mong y tế xã hội giúp đỡ những người. Anh cũng muốn là có tiền xe phòng rồi đi làm, có chỗ tắm rửa, thay đồ chứ tắm rửa này đâu có được.
Nhưng mà cuối cùng cuộc đời nó cứ lòng vòng như vậy.
Không, anh không có. Anh muốn đi làm ăn đàng hoàng, không có bao giờ sống vậy.
More than 2 million children, adults, and seniors in California are affected by a potentially disabling mental illness every year.
You've been living outside since you were about 30 or?
Yeah, 30, 40s.
And how old are you now?
61. Well, I was born in Orange and raised in Newport Beach. I worked for Mattel for about 10 or 11 years. I haven't tried to get a job because, you have to have an address, you have to have a place to stay, you have to have a very good work record. You know how much the rents are nowadays? They go on HUD, it'll take 5 to 8 years.
The whole time waiting?
Yes. A couple of years just to apply for Social Security. Then you'll probably end up having to get a lawyer. They get all their nice big cut and you're stuck with it.
Why do you think it doesn't work for the ones who need it?
Because they don't know how to apply.
What would make it feel good to get those services and things that you needed?
You'll be able to talk to this person, sympathetic to what you're doing. What normal people think is they can automatically do, these people don't have access to.
So you've been living outside for like 21 years?
Yeah.
How do you do that? How are you able to do that?
You take one day at a time.
Mental illness can profoundly disrupt a person's thinking, feelings, moods, ability to relate to others, and capacity for coping with the demands of life.
I was diagnosed as a child. I have ADD and I was on Haldol and Ritalin.
How long have you been, what age were you diagnosed if you don't mind me asking?
About 7 or 8 years old.
Wow.
I'm bipolar schizoaffective. Okay, I used to have these highs and lows and getting mad at people all the time. Hearing voices, people were following me. I was like real schizo. The barriers were a lack of having money, clothes, a shower, food, counseling and things like that. I didn't have a motivating factor behind me, which I am a vet. I'm a veteran as well. I was in the Air Force for 4 years.
Untreated mental illness is the leading cause of disability and suicide in the U.S. and imposes more than $100 billion yearly on state and local governments.
I started taking Ritalin when I was like 7 years old, but I was diagnosed like 13 in Camarillo.
Your son, how old's your son?
3.5. My dad passed away and I went on like a suicide binge for like a year and something. They dropped my sentence and sent me to Camarillo State Hospital. So if I get stable on medication, I think right and I won't be hanging around the wrong people.
Mental health services in California remain fragmented, disconnected, and often inadequate.
Oh, nací en Guatemala. Cuando empecé con los problemas, hace como 3 años.
¿Puedes decir lo que necesitas?
Sí, para la renta, para mi comida, la ropa, pues, ¿verdad?
No parent should have to give up custody of a child, and no adult or senior should have to become disabled or homeless to get mental health care.
I am Megan Tassel and this is Travis Christopher. I'm 25, born and raised in California. I was a bus driver, but had domestic violence, speak with his father. When I to get counseling about it, they told me that I was bipolar, and they suggested that I take medicine for it, but right now I'm pregnant, so I can't take it. And I'm afraid that they would take my son away, because it's happened to a lot of people.
What would help you the most right now?
Housing and counseling to overcome the domestic violence issues that I do have. I need to get him into daycare so I can go back to work too. I mean, that's a big issue. Child care, they don't have a lot of cheap, inexpensive child cares for low-income families or no-income families.
More than 4,674 homeless individuals in Orange County are diagnosed with a serious mental illness.
That's my medical. That's from the doctor.
Awesome. Hang on to that.
7 years I've been going to the same doctor.
Well, I know,
MHA drop-in center?
I know.
I'm the first one to go to the MHA.
I know.
So did you used to work or did you used to have a job?
Yes, I had various good jobs. I worked for the federal government.
What were you doing?
What was it called? Coordinator for youth coordinator.
Really?
And youth coordinator. Then I had the same job, same position for the county of Orange.
Really? You were.
Oh yeah, I worked for the state, the county, and the city.
With effective treatment and support, recovery from mental illness is possible for most people.
Look up and say hi. Cheese! This is Naa, she's 1. This is Liddy, she's 2. This is Fina, she's 3. And that's Anna, 4. And Junior in the back of you is actually 6.
It's all in the mind.
He has cerebral palsy.
They think they have to have it, but she won't tell.
Do you want to say where you guys are staying?
Oh, we stay on the street.
Homeless.
Say hi. There are more than 4,600 individuals with a serious mental illness that are currently unserved in Orange County.
I'm on the streets, sleep on the streets. I hear and see stuff and everything. Here it's been about 2 years. 2 years. From shelter to the streets, shelter to the streets.
Have you applied for housing?
No, I haven't.
Do you know how?
I don't even know where to go, to be honest. And then the places I go to, they don't really help. That I've been told to go to, they don't really help me. You know what I'm saying? They told me that I can go help look for services for here and they'll help me. Then when I get there, it's limited and so many people ahead of me, and then it makes no sense. Housing is one thing, basically, because it's hard when you're out here, and then if you try to go look for work, you can't take a shower, you can't do nothing, you can't get clean like you need to be. So what school gonna hire me? You know what I'm saying? Then education is another thing. You know, I didn't even finish high school.
Early identification is of vital importance, and early treatment can lead to recovery and protect the brain from further damage.
Nam đi hải quân á, qua bên đây cũng có độc thân của mình, là tôi hải quân lên tàu, thế tôi qua đây có con so Texas, xong rồi tôi bỏ số con so tôi đi làm Texas 3 năm, rồi tôi lên Minnesota tôi ở đi làm, tôi nói lạnh á, tôi đi về đây tôi bị giờ đây còn giấy tờ á, mà kia loạn pháp rồi, về đây tôi bị mất giấy tờ, mất bóp,
bị người ta lấy mất,
bị mất bóp, cái tôi không còn cái giấy tờ nào hết, rồi mai phước xong cái nhờ cái ông kia ổng gửi đến Minnesota, NS ở Minnesota, hỏi dùm ông ấy nó cấp cho tôi lời cái giấy tạm là bây giờ tôi có cái giấy tạm không à, không có cái thẻ xanh.
Tự nhiên
tôi cũng cái trường hợp tôi cũng vậy, tại vì đâu tôi cũng không có Medicare, đi nhổ răng, ví dụ như đi nhổ răng Medicare, mua thuốc uống cũng tiền, đi bác sĩ không bệnh á, không gọi là không sao được hết, không biết đi đâu hết.
Mental illness is not a result of personal weakness, lack of character, or poor upbringing. It is a treatable disease.
My diagnosis is depression, anxiety disorder, and then other health issues.
Right. How did you become homeless?
Lack of opportunity to get a job. Basically, in Santa Ana, it's kind of hard because unless you're bilingual. Well, I would like to see services for help getting housing. I mean, I don't mind living here, but it's not conducive to getting a job.
Right.
Because you have no place to put dress clothes. The fact that we have to be gone all day, like every shelter in Orange County, it's not conducive to getting a job. It's just because you have no place for an employer to call you back. You have, and I mean, I would like to be self-sufficient and not taking money off the government to even for housing. I would, but it's like you don't really have many choices. I don't have, I'm missing teeth because I'm diabetic. I can't get teeth. Once you're kind of like in the circle of being homeless, it's very hard to get out. It's almost a miracle. Myself, I'm with my 3-year-old granddaughter, my 22-year-old daughter. You know, it's like, well, what do we do? If she works and I watch the granddaughter, if I work then she watches, and where do you go? You have to go to the park. You know, and the park is great, except the Civic Center, I mean, you know, there's only so many parks you can go to.
Children left untreated often become unable to learn or participate in a normal school environment.
Hi, my name's Dwight Smith. 3 of us have opened a private home, a 5-bedroom private home, and we currently shelter an average of 111 people every night. Many times the reason that the kids are loose is because the parents are mentally ill. I can't tell you how important it is that we that we begin to offer mental health services to overwhelmed parents, depressed parents, addicted parents, and that we also make sure that their kids don't slip through the cracks.
The Orange County Healthcare Agency and its local stakeholders are currently working together to transform our mental health system through the Mental Health Services Act.